Well, I got my cylinder back from my machinist buddy who checked it up in his lathe. He was nice enough to build a mounting plate for this guy. It's got a really good cut on this guy. So here's my brand new 52.5 piston. Let's get it in there. Oh, so tight. Alright, ready? Here we go. Let's see how this looks. How about that? That's going to work just fine. Looking forward to getting this guy going. Okay, I've got all the base gasket cleaned off of there, and while I was doing that I was thinking, really, I need to assemble some scraping tools and stuff just for cleaning base gaskets, because it's always a pain in the ass. As you can see, I used Play-Doh and a rag. I like to just kind of shove this into the gaps and everything where I think stuff might be able to fall down inside there, just to kind of catch it, especially this kind of abrasive gaskety material. Yeah, anyways, no good. Alright, so got myself a genuine Suzuki base gasket there. So let's I think actually, you know what, I'm going to freshen up these studs a little bit before I do that. Alrighty, got those all dressed up. Got better. Throw some thread sealant on these, because they do look like it. At least a couple of them they punch through to the bore there. So there's a little bit of added insurance. Try to keep some water out of there. Because the way Suzuki designed this bike, they had split washers by design on the head bolts, and so what happens is you get water around the head bolts and split washer, and it's a split, and it kind of wicks it up inside there, and You get all this rust and corrosion all over your studs. Check the gap in these. Oops. I got this nifty tool. All right. Let me go see what that ring gap should be. Alright, well, just check the dimensions there. Everything looks good. Jeez, what the frick is all over this? Alright, so back to where we were at. Rings. Alright, so our lower ring is right here. Get this guy on. Right, there's one. Right, yep. Okay, and then our upper ring right here. And two. Alrighty. Put all that on there. Next, let's grab some assembly lube. Okay. Throw some assembly lube on this. If you guys have never used this stuff before, it's pretty good stuff. Just kind of sticky, and as a result of that, it kind of helps lock stuff in place. Also hangs on for that first start, which is good. Alright, those guys are set. Next, peek at our motor here. Here. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. We got our new pin. Stuff is like honey. I believe it was initially conceived for like cam assembly and stuff. It can it sticks to those lobes while you're starting it for the first time. All right. Okay. This looks good. $64,000 question. Which direction do you want to go in? All right. There we go. Nice. Alrighty. Let's get those circlips in. Okay. Let's continue. Our piston on there. Next thing we're going to do is pull this rag out now. All right. Up the gasket just a little bit. Really, this is just make sure it doesn't stick, and the next guy can hopefully be able to get it off of there. All right. Next thing we're going to do, put our gasket on there, like so. Let's make sure it's all nice and gasketed. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to roll the motor over. Just where I can get these little wedges underneath it. Just hope everything just kind of sits in place there. Right. Make sure that our rings are right. They do look right. Next, again, a little bit of assembly lube in there. This is just kind of keeps it from drying out. Give the rings something to work with as they cut. Okay. Next thing. There's the top one. It was a little tight. Move. All right. Yeah, top one goes on there, no problem. That bottom one's fighting me. side so I can see what is going on. There we go. Finally. Alrighty. Home sweet home. This here's the old head gasket, which I could run, but I have a new one coming, so we're going to run that. Looks like it's here, but for now, I'm going to just reassemble this enough to be able to clean it. Let's flip the head gasket over. Doesn't look like it's leaking anywhere. Alright. And gasket's on there. I wonder how much pressure this thing will make. Your calibrated torque. No, I don't plan to run it with that. I just want to close up so that I can keep working on it. So there we go, all back together. At least to a certain extent. I'll get the plug back in it. Don't really care about the compression right this second. More interested in what it'll look like later. But you know, make this just like a couple of caps or something to seal this thing up, so I can clean it real good. Anyways. Okay, so I got this motor back together. Really, that was just so I could get it cleaned, which I've done. I need to still probably replace this vinyl pipe. I think that's what it is. Feels like it.
got some of that diameter, and hopefully get those fittings off there without too much trouble. Otherwise I'll have to source those fittings somewhere. It's still leaking oil pretty good. It's just pouring out of the crankcase here. There's a big old spot on the bottom that looks like somebody tried to patch with, I don't know, epoxy or something. So I scrubbed all that off of there, and it leaked out pretty fast after that. So I've got a whole new seal kit coming. That should be here tomorrow. Once that's done, I'll take this head off. The base, the cylinder's fine. That was a OEM spec, brand new gasket that went on there. I don't think I need to split the case. I think it's going to be just this gasket here that's causing me the problems. You kind of see it on the. Lift this up. Kind of see.
Got the gasket kit in for this, so I'll be able to finish repairing the leaky gasket in there. Check out the rest of the gearbox. Just got it drained. Yeah, oil looks pretty okay. It smells like it's original to the 60s, which it wouldn't surprise me if that's the original gearbox oil on this thing. But not much in the crankcase, just the little bit of oil that I put down in there. Probably rinse it out pretty well with kerosene or something, and then oil it up pretty good, and then just let it all drain out of there. Yeah, got everything ready to go. So next step will be tearing apart the side of it and replacing that bad gasket, making sure that mating surface is okay. Hopefully it's fine, otherwise, that gray RTB. Alrighty.